7 Sigma. Offgrid.
So his breath is hot. His breath is funky.
No, booba.
It's pet me.
Pet me. Hi, guys. So my husband and I wanted to come on here and talk about...
How are you preparing for when hits the fan?
Right. How are you preparing for when hits the fan?
Ooh, you cursed. Shame.
When beep hits the fan.
For shame, you cursed.
For shame.
You got potty mouth.
I do have a potty mouth.
Potty.
I was raised with sailors. That's what people say. What? You never...
Ooh,
you look cute with those glasses on.
You blind.
Those are reading glasses.
Ooh.
They're reading glasses.
That don't work for me. It's not blurry for you?
No, because I have on contacts. They're reading glasses.
Oh, so you wear these with contacts?
Yes.
So these are prescription glasses?
They're not prescription. You can get them from Walgreens, CVS.
So how do they know how to work with your contacts?
I don't know. The eye people. The optometrists. I don't know.
The eye people.
The eye people.
The eye authorities.
Yes, the eye authorities. Anyway, we wanted to come on here and talk about how to prepare. You definitely should be getting your mind right and thinking about stuff because
stuff is happening.
Stuff is happening and stuff is about to happen. And I don't know if I try not to watch the news. I don't watch a lot of news, but
the news don't tell you nothing about stuff happening. That's why a lot of people aren't prepared.
Yeah,
because they watch the news. That's why people are lacking because they watch the news.
That is true. That is true. But if you happen to see some alternative news of people who are covering some major stuff that's going on, you would know that we have solar flares going on. We have pole shifts going on. We have, what else?
Yeah, natural disasters. Political disasters.
Yeah.
Social disasters. Social media disaster.
Yeah, social media disasters.
Technological disasters.
Yes. Oh, did you see the one where the robot was trying to attack the worker?
Malfunction and just start.
Yeah, that was crazy. Which lets you know where AI is going, right?
Skynet, the Matrix, Terminator.
Skynet, which we are always joking about. Skynet's the Matrix, but really, we ain't joking. Like, that is a motivation, one of our motivations. But we have plenty of motivations for why we created a homestead. You know, we were talking about like just how are people preparing? A lot of people aren't really preparing for all the stuff that can happen.
That may or may not happen. And you would prefer to be more prepared than not, because when SHTF does happen, you're going to be caught off guard. I know we were caught off guard with COVID. Yep, with our pants down.
Yeah, buddy. Slipping. That was
all on me. I was slipping. I wasn't doing my job.
But that was a wake up call for both of us. That was really a wake up call because we were looking for toilet paper. we were looking for food,
looking for ammo, looking for bullets.
We was looking for everything.
For firearms, looking for everything.
And the shelves were bare. We were just assed out.
Butt naked with our pants down.
Butt naked with our pants down. Yeah, that taught us a lesson. That was another motivation for us. We will never do that again. I remember when my husband first approached me about the homestead, I wasn't, not that I wasn't open to it. It's just, it was my first time hearing about it. And also something that I really honestly didn't give much thought about. As you guys know, I'm from Bronx, New York City. And in the city, we don't really think about having a homestead. I did grow up in the country. I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina as well. But I was still very much attached to just being in the city, just, kind of having the convenience of being in the city and just the convenience of what society brings to us. And when my husband approached me about the homestead, he kind of approached me like, well, what if this convenience goes away? And it's not really something I thought about. Yes, what if the convenience does go away? What do you do? Are you prepared? And I have to say that I am not, I am not in a sense of if the hits the fan and everything goes to hell, rather that be through, man-made people, society, because people are crazy nowadays, or rather that be through like some natural disaster. Are you ready to take care of yourself? That's what my husband kind of, made me realize. It's like, are we in a position to take care of ourselves? Can we sustain ourselves? Period. And I have to say no. I mean, I even look at the skills that I have. Yeah, there are skills that when we're in a comfortable society, they are luxury skills. They are skills that are considered luxury skills. So yes, I have organizational skills, and yes, I, know how to produce films, and I do administrative work and all that stuff. But those skills are not going to necessarily help me when it's time to take care of myself if I'm just out in the open, in the wild. Skills like, do you know how to grow food? Do you know how to sew? Do you know how to make your own clothes? Things like that. And a lot of us don't, because we just have the convenience of being in a society that provides us with all these things. And so when he approached me, I just really had some deep introspection about that. And so my reasoning for wanting to do a homestead is really to learn new skills so that I can take care of myself if something happens. When I was younger, I used to go fishing with my grandfather. First thing in the morning on the weekends or whatever, he would get up early in the morning and we would go catch fish. And I just thought about it. I was like, I haven't done that since I was a little girl. Do I even know how to catch a fish now? My grandmother, she made all of her clothes. She sewed all of her clothes. It's just not something that most of us know how to do. We don't know how to sew our own clothes. We don't know how to grow our own food. We don't know how to raise livestock. I mean, just all of those things are just really, really important skills to have when all this stuff crash and burn. It's not an option of if it crash and burn. It's when it crashes and burn. And if you are one of the lucky ones to be able to survive the crash and burn, can you survive? Can you survive long term? So yeah, this is just really an eye-opening experience to have a homestead, because it's really teaching me a lot about what it takes to survive. And I have to say, our ancestors were some strong, amazing people, because they worked their butts off to survive, and we are comfortable. We have forgotten how comfortable we are. I know I have, because it's not things that we think about. I mean, we turn on our water and we have water. We turn on the lights, we have lights. We consume and don't even give a thought to how much we consume. Just the water in itself, I'm like, oh wow, we use a lot of water. Oh wow, we consume a lot of electricity. Just having lights on willy-nilly. These are things that's just really making me really, really aware of my consumption. It's making me aware of my skills to take care of myself. It's just a huge, humbling learning experience. I mean, I love my convenience, but I just want to be in a position where if shit does hit the fan, I am able to take care of myself, or I am able to contribute to a village to take care of myself, or I'm able to teach someone a skill to take care of themselves. I wanted to go on this journey with my husband to learn these things, because number one, I just really love learning new things, but I'm grateful that he has brought me on this journey with him, and I'm learning a lot, tremendous amount about just our society and how we live, but also about myself and what I need to do to start, to at least start learning some of the skills to take care of myself in a manner that if something happens, I have the capability to do so. So yeah, I will risk looking stupid. I will risk looking crazy. I will risk asking all these questions. I will risk it. But yeah, wish me luck on this journey.
And guess who's up next? Me. Coming behind Val, who is the more optimistic person in the family. I am the spoonful of shit guy. I bring the medicine that doesn't taste very well, but you need it. On the subject of shit hitting the fan, hopefully people are open-minded to seeing all the different angles and different levels of how our current world is transitioning, a la collapsing, from a political point of view, from a religious point of view, from a societal point of view. I mean, things are really just not looking good overall, and it's not to be a Debbie Downer. If you zoom out and get it from a bird's eye view, historically, there's no empires that last. Every civilization has a rise and a fall. Every empire collapses. Every society eventually transitions or tumbles. But we're at that point in Western civilization that it's going to make a transition. What you think that might look like or how you want to debate it, that's up to you. I'm not really here to talk about that. But if anyone with common sense can just take a look around, you can just see that things are different and they're not really they're heading in a different direction. They're not heading towards where we came from. They're heading to somewhere new. So that can also be a positive and it can also be a negative. But I'm not here to debate that. What I'm here to discuss is how are you preparing for when shit does hit the fan? And what we're doing, we're playing catch up. Unfortunately, I've known this for decades, the possibility of things going wrong. And my first wake-up call was the Northridge earthquake back in 1993. That was a big one. That was a doozy. And the apartment that we lived in at the time was condemned, so we were kind of homeless a little bit and lost electricity. The building almost collapsed. So that was my first wake-up call. It's like, oh, dude, you don't even have a flashlight. You don't even have provisions such as water, food for the family. That one kind of caught me off guard. And at that time, again, I was in my early 20s, but it always stuck in my head. Also, the second biggest wake-up call was a few years ago during the COVID lockdowns. That one actually caught us with our pants down. When everybody's out hoarding toilet paper and we didn't have enough water, enough food, so we're out here panic buying. The shelves are empty, and what little bit of supplies were on the shelves, they were price gouging, so everything was, quadruple the price. That was the final wake-up call for me. It's like, oh, I missed a prime opportunity between being in my 20s up until when COVID happened recently. It's like I really didn't get on it and do what I was supposed to do. So being to the game late after COVID woke me up, just kind of went ham on it. So now I'm just all about, hey, I will never, ever get caught like that again. And it's my job knowing that my family needs to be taken care of. So when something does hit the fan, they're going to be looking at me like, what's up, Pops? What's going on, Dad? What are we doing? And if I'm just sitting there going, then that's just not a good look. So we just start going to Costco's and grocery stores and stocking up on everything. And even if we didn't have the space, we're making space. We're stocking up on all types of provisions. And the main thing for me, I've always had 1 or 2 firearms in the house, but the ammo situation was like, wow, if something does pop off, you don't even have enough ammo to really protect you and your family. So that was a hell of a wake-up call for me. So from that point on, no matter what the price of the ammo was, I just start dollar cost averaging. Every time I get paid, I'm buying a box of ammo. And we also went crazy and stocked up on firearms, different types of firearms that you need. You need a good rifle, you need a good handgun, you need a good long-range weapon, you need a good shotgun. So I went crazy and actually just started stocking up on firearms and ammo while we're stocking up for food. Are you really equipped to take care of yourself in the event of natural disasters, man-made disasters, civil unrest, civil war? You got the threat of AI and robotics. You got Armageddon. You got comets and asteroids. Like, who knows? Life is always life, and life be lifing. And are you prepared for when life decides to life on you and yours? But we get kind of comfortable and complacent in the way society's set up that we just kind of expect to go to a store and grab what you need. You expect to go in the kitchen or bathroom and turn a faucet and water comes out. You expect to flip a light and electricity comes on. You expect to have good health. If you have any health conditions, you expect to be able to go to a pharmacy and get medication. There's just so many different levels to this that you don't have to do anything. But what I'm asking of myself and my family is let's make sure that we get prepared as much as possible for anything that life throws at you. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to survive anything. But I'm a realist. Just because you prepare doesn't mean you're actually going to make it or survive. But you're just giving yourself more of a chance and increasing the odds that you can prolong your life based upon what happens. And for those who may disagree and think that everything is hunky-dory and peaches and cream, that very well may be true, but also just be mindful of what's going on. You can't just get your information from mainstream media. You can't just get your information from the internet and Twitter and online and social media. Just kind of get a holistic view of what's going on so you can actually know how to move and prepare. If you zoom out, you can see that things are not really, it's a bunch of foolishness going on. And social media has allowed individuals to feel emboldened to express their opinions online, when back in the day there was no online, so people wouldn't just say the things that they say to you in public because there's fear of repercussions and consequences. So that kind of kept people in check. But now that you have social media, people can get online and just say whatever behind a keyboard and feel like they're keyboard gangsters and all that kind of stuff. That can actually cause a lot of strife in society, because you get people going to their camps, their tribes, their factions. You get this group over here, they click up, and you have all these different cliques of different ideologies and mindsets that go the other, oh, they're the problem. These group of people are the problem, or they're the problem. The other. And that's just not really a good look on a societal level. But I'm just saying, just be prepared and mindful, and keep your eyes open, your head on a swivel, and try to step outside of your own biases. Try your best to take a bird's eye look from a survival point of view. Like, for example, when you walk in a store, when you're out shopping, when you walk in, do you look for the exits? Or are you just too busy coming in to pick up what you want to pick up? So let's say that you did have an unfortunate event of someone coming in trying to cause harm to innocent people. Something did pop off. Okay, how do I get out of here if the front door is not accessible anymore? Sounds extreme, but just for me, it's practice on just trying to get the right mindset on how to best protect myself and my family and people around me. So I'm just here to just try to share and hope that more people would actually start to think about these things, as opposed to just being kind of a little bit more lax and just going throughout the day-to-day and thinking everything's going to be okay. By having the correct mindset, you would also understand that everything changes. Nothing lasts forever. Everything's fluid. Everything's always moving. You can have a period of maintaining, but that's just the cycle of life. It's creation, maintaining, and transforming. That's just the 3 cycles that life works in. So regardless of whether you believe it or not, just take a look and you'll see what it is. You got creation, you got maintaining, and you got transition. And if you just zoom out, like I said earlier, if you just zoom out and get a bird's eye view, you can pretty much see that the world as a whole is going through a transition phase. So just try to develop the right mindset to get started now, because we started late again. We started real late in the game, and we're playing catch up. We're doing the best we can to catch up. We got a long way to go, but I do promise you one thing, is that I am always constantly thinking of new ways to improve and how to get us where we need to be. And it's a lot of work, and it's kind of hard sometimes because I'm getting older and don't have the energy to do what I need to do. But the great thing about being older is the wisdom. I wish the body's kept up with the mentals. It's actually like an inverse. You get wiser, but your body tells you to go to hell faster. Kind of funny. But anyway, just really try to focus on getting prepared mentally first. If you don't have the funds or you don't know what to do, there's plenty of resources out there for what you need to do. But just take a scan of your life. You can just start by saying, okay, here's how do I like to live? Am I able to take care of myself for long periods of time? And you can just start now with just like trying to get stuff together for, a 2-day, a 3-day, a week. Do you have enough for a month? Do you have enough for 6 months? Do you have enough for a year? Is there a situation even set up to where you can survive for a year? And most importantly to me is, when you do have all the right provisions, are you able to protect it? Because what a lot of people forget about is security. They focus so much on having provisions and getting everything set up, but there's really no thought on how are you going to protect what you set up. Because a lot of people, oh man, my little thing came out. Edit. Do you have the mentality in order to protect what it is that you've built? And that's where a lot of people have gone wrong, is they skip the security part. I was in a training class a while back, firearms training class, and the instructor was asking, what's the most important thing to have during a situation? I straight up said firearms and ammo. Because whatever it is, you got to be willing to protect what you have. And in any worst case scenario, if you just have anarchy and people just going around, doing what humans do in desperate situations, you're going to find yourself in a lot of hot water if you're not prepared to protect and provide also as well too. You might need to actually hunt. Do you have enough rations for the amount of people in your family? It's a lot to think about, and the purpose of this video is just to actually get those who are not thinking about it to start thinking about it. Everybody's at different stages. There's a bunch of people out there who know this information and are, super duper doomsday preppers and got the bunkers and all that kind of stuff. And hey, shout out, kudos, you are way ahead of the curve. Some of us are not even thinking about this at all, and that's what this video really is for. It's for those who's not even thinking about if it happens, but when, because simply life changes. Things do not stay the same. There's always transition. And whenever you get comfortable, that's always going to be your problem. And that's the most important thing, is to buy yourself as much time as possible, because we're all going to leave this planet. But hey, if you can buy yourself some more time in the event of a shit hits the fan situation, buy yourself as much time as possible. I know we're known for, the laughs and entertainment and all of our foolishness and not really knowing what we're doing and all of that. Also just wanted to share this knowledge with people, just to put that bug in your ear for those who don't have it, is that, it's a little bit more to this than just, decorating and trying to find a least expensive way of living and trying to ditch rent and ditch mortgage payments and, for the financial benefits of it and all. I mean, I love having a homestead and wanting to grow food and decorate and build houses and all that kind of stuff, which we're going to do all of that. But my number one goal is I'm doing this stuff to be able to protect my family. It's not always just about the grift and trying to grow a channel and get subscribers and entertain you guys. We have fun doing that. But also, more importantly, just to let you know that the reason why I personally am trying to build this homestead is to be able to protect my family. Again, if shit hits the fan like it did during COVID, are you able to take care of yourself? And are you able to survive? And what do you need to make that happen, to make sure that you prolong your time here on Earth and can survive as long as possible and survive and thrive?
So thank you guys so much for, just chilling with us on the couch.
Make sure y'all get ready. Get your mind right and get your preparation stuff together.
Get your mind right. Get your preparation stuff together. Whatever you got to do. Even if you start small. And cheap, just start. Yep. Wherever you are, if you can, just start slowly but surely.
If you're in a 1-bedroom apartment, you don't have to have land. You don't have to have a homestead. Just start getting your mind right.
Yeah.
And look at your life and kind of assess what you would need to be able to survive if anything happened. Even if you got laid off from your job, whatever. Just start getting your mind right to prepare for change, because life always will present change to you.
Yes, life will life.
Life will life on you.
And you will be caught slipping if you don't prepare. So there are a lot of things that are happening in our world that is leading up to shit hitting the fan.
Pretty much.
I'm just going to place that on your lap and do with it as you may.
Again, no, wait a minute. Even if you don't believe in shit hitting the fan, just life happens.
Yeah, life happens.
So if you don't think doomsday prepper or you guys are on some different stuff thinking the end of the world is coming, don't even worry about that. Just basic life stuff, an earthquake, a fire.
Exactly.
Like I said,
natural
loss
disaster.
of a loved one, somebody die, you lose your job, whatever. Life can always throw a curveball at you, and are you ready?
Are you ready? So yeah, just get ready. But thank you guys so much for chilling on the couch with us, and we will see you next time. Peace.
7 Sigma. Offgrid.